Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
It was like a pink nightmare.
Christmas as in Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log, but it's...
Fathers, hear the period.
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
Hey everyone, welcome to Three Geeky Dads, the show that has everyone saying, where's an awesome intro? Because Mark does not have one tonight, because he did not have time to write one. But nevertheless, we are here with a show, and here's a little improvised intro. I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm burping.
Improv!
I'm Brian.
And I'm Tito.
I was just going to introduce you, man. I had something lined up for you.
You're special.
You're special.
Oh, okay.
And joining us, as always,
My mom
is
thinks
the
I'm special.
Rudy to our Monster Squad, because that's who you are. You're a Rudy
I'm
to the
Eugene,
Monster
I
Squad.
told you
You're
that.
not Eugene. I'm Eugene. Mommy came in my house. Tito is here. Tito, say hello to the nice folks.
Hey, everybody.
All right, there we go. And folks, I just want to let you guys know, when you speak, we listen. And to prove that, tonight and for the next few episodes, we are going to be covering some fantasy films, because we apparently have been told that we need to brush up on some fantasy films. We don't do enough of them. We're a lot of sci-fi, a lot of superheroes, a lot of horror, but rarely have we gone into the realm of Dungeons and Dragons and willows and wizards and rings and shit. So we're going to do more of that, because that's what you asked for, and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get some episodes coming your way with fun fantasy films like the one we'll be covering tonight, which is...
Legend.
1985. That's right. We're going to be talking about the theatrical cut. Thanks to Tito seeing both cuts, he's going to talk a bit about the director's cut. And we're going to be journeying through this film of what I call, or what I think has the most bipolar of heroes, because they just cannot pick an emotion. They're angry one second, they're mad the next, and then they're kissing again. But more on that later. So it's kind of like marriage, I guess. Anyway, but more on that later. First, we have an appetizer.
What about breakfast?
You've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Okay, cool. So this is the appetizer section. Now, last show for our appetizers, we did a one pick thing with John Carpenter,
yep.
right? We did it, and I said, you know what, that was a lot of fun. It was fun hearing, and it was fun doing that kind of stuff. We don't, we've done top 3 stuff before, but we don't always, and it's kind of cool, I thought, that everybody had a pick of a subject and could talk about it a little bit to kind of get the show going. So I said to the boys, hey, what do you think if we do the appetizers like this, where we do a pick of something and just like a lightning round of something? And they said that it's a horrible idea, get off the show. But after my wife made them apologize to me, because they're all scared of my wife, especially Tito and his car.
She tried to kill me. Good thing I wasn't in the car.
I think she thought you were. She was surprised to see you at the table.
Get this son of a
Tito,
bitch.
you're well, you know.
You stayed. You didn't leave.
Exactly. She really meant to hit Aaron. I think she got the wrong car. Hi, Aaron. Not like he's listening. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing. Our appetizers are going to be, we'll still have news every now and then if something spectacular pops up. But we're also going to try to get more of these cool lightning rounds in, much like the one we're going to do tonight. So this lightning round is based upon the fact that Tim Curry plays pretty much the devil in Legend, and he's probably the most memorable thing about this film. Mm-hmm. He's on a lot of top 3s or number 1 devil designs for genre fans and whatnot. So I thought, well, if Tim Curry's devil wasn't in the picture, what would be your top devil pick, your devil performance from a TV or for a movie? So I said, hey, guys, do you want to do that? And again, they said to fuck off and go away. So this time I got my dad after him, who's in the mom. So no, that's not true. I'm just kidding. I think.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
So anyway, here we go.
tracksuit
This is what
mafia.
you get when it's improvised. Sorry. Wife and 2 kids, folks, all right? They can't all
You
be
get
good.
the whole story of how
You
this
do.
episode came to be.
Good night.
This is the legend of podcast episodes. It's all over.
It's all over the
edits.
Talk about bipolar
happy one,
host.
Yeah,
happy
we're up or
1 minute,
down.
sad the next. Shirtless goat boy running around. We got one of those too. Derek, put your shirt back on. So, devil picks, one each. Who wants to start?
Brian, you start.
Okay,
You
Brian.
start.
I had a tough time picking one
Yeah.
because after looking at lists of cinematic devils and or Satan being portrayed on film, obviously everybody I think here in the room had Tim Curry as their number one, like Mark said. So we're going down the list, and I had a toss up, but I think I'm going with David Warner as the ultimate evil in Terry Gilliam's Time Bandits.
Excellent choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent choice.
It was a toss-up between that one and Peter Stormare's
I knew, that's
Devil
what I thought you
in
would go with because he
Constantine,
was on my list.
Because,
Yep.
yeah, I really
He's
love
fantastic.
his performance. But I went with David Warner because he has more screen time.
Yeah.
But Peter Stormare, I
Yeah.
mean, he was on screen for all of 5 minutes, and it was probably the most memorable part of that movie.
Yeah. He stole the show on that.
He really did. But no, Terry Gilliam's Time Bandits had David Warner playing the evil genius, I think they called him, more than ultimate evil, and the antithesis to the supreme being, which was God. And he was funny. He was scary. He had a great costume. He had a great lair. Just a wonderful performance. Dave Warner could do no wrong.
Cool. Good choice. David Warner can do no wrong. He's awesome in everything he's
Multiple Star Trek roles.
ever been in. Oh, he's great as
was-
that, the Four Lights episode, right? Where
Yeah, he was the Cardassian in that
Yep,
episode.
he was
yeah.
Cardassian and captures and tortures.
Picard.
Chloe? Kardashian?
He's much better looking.
He is. He's a handsome man.
Yeah.
Still is.
Courtney.
Yes.
Courtney Kardashian.
Are you all right? What,
Yeah.
what do you got? Tourette's? What's going
You
on?
keep saying Kardashian. I just
Courtney's
keep
the
struggling, right?
Cardassian.
Yeah. But no, he's a wonderful actor.
That's
He-
the
he was also
Cardassian. It's an alien from Star Trek.
One of our favorite movies where he was Jack the Ripper in Time After Time. And
I haven't seen that yet.
you haven't seen that? Oh, we'll have to watch that one.
I got to tell you,
Malcolm
I'm
McDowell
not,
plays H.G.
I'm not a
Wells
huge
and
fan of
chases him
Scream.
through time.
I'm not a huge fan of Scream
Great
2,
movie.
but Dave Warner has a cameo as Nev Campbell's acting teacher in that movie.
Oh, no shit. I
And he
forgot about
steals
that.
the show, and he's really only on the screen for like
You're right.
like 10 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
did a great was a great Ra's al Ghul in Batman the Animated Series.
That's right.
Oh,
he
that
was the voice of that.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. The Omen, and of course the crowning achievement of any movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh, that's right.
The Secret of the Ooze,
was
where
the,
he was not Baxter Stockman,
No.
but he was a Baxter Stockman like
character.
Yeah.
except he was a good guy.
Nice.
All right, Derek.
Again, yeah, definitely Heart because there's a lot of good ones out there. But I'm gonna go with Jack Nicholson as Daryl Van Horn in Witches of Eastwick.
I was thinking about that one too.
Excellent
Yeah.
choice.
He's so much fun. The way that the town just like bursts into chaos when he arrives.
Yeah.
And he gets his comeuppance in the end.
But he also looks like he's having so much fun while everything is going on.
Absolutely, like it's just
He's just taking it all in.
like a kid that walks in and
Yeah.
into a crystal store and
Yeah. Swinging a bat.
and just walks out whistling. One of my favorite Jack Nicholson roles in general.
Yeah.
And then just he was a great devil.
You know, he's on my top 5 of favorite actors. I love a lot of films. That
I
he's
really
done,
thought that
obviously.
might be your pick.
You
too.
know, and I was gonna mention this when it was my turn, but I'll say it now. I like Witches of Eastwick, but it's not my favorite Jack Nicholson movie. It's great. It's a good movie. I got nothing against it.
But as far
at
as
all.
you've got Jack Nicholson and we're talking about top devils. I
yeah,
thought that would be the one
I
that
was
you would
I was
gravitate
close
towards.
to it, but my pick for whatever reason beats it out. I can't.
Okay,
Even,
And
I
what is it?
can't wait to hear. No, we'll go down the line. No,
Yeah.
it's Tito.
Okay, Tito, you're up.
All right.
Get back in your corner, Derek.
Brian wouldn't stop gushing over this guy, but I'm going to pick him anyways.
All right, go ahead.
No, I'm just
Do it.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
I'm not changing my pick.
Don't.
I love this guy. I love this movie. and he's got this really, the best thing I think about his character in this film for me is like when you first see him, it's feet first.
Yeah.
And there's like this
And he's barefoot.
black
Yeah.
goop
Yeah.
coming off, and you're like, oh, what are you gonna get? And you're like, oh, white pants,
Yeah.
white top. He looks super just clean,
Yeah.
and hip with the little tattoo coming out the side.
Yeah.
His just
but then his
approach.
face, he looks like he's like, he's dying of something.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
looks sickly.
Yeah.
He's
does.
got like the red sunken eyes, like not like his eyes are red, but like the red underneath, like he's got red bags
Yeah, and
under
just
his
the
eyes.
way he plays it, he gets right up in Keanu Reeves'
Oh,
face,
yeah.
and he's making these weird like cluck that
Yeah.
like right in his face. I don't know.
Yeah. And cures his cancer out
Yeah.
of spite.
Yeah, right out of spite.
And the way that he does it is like creepy and cool. Like,
Yeah.
he reaches into his chest and pulls out like a
It would have,
big
yeah.
black mass of that stuff.
Yeah.
It would have been. I would have. I know Keanu Reeves speaks a lot about how he would love to do a second one. Of
I
these
know.
movies. I would like to see it. I thought that devil character.
I think we'd all love to see.
I think he
Keanu,
can get away with
especially-
it now,
especially
right?
now.
He's making a comeback in all his iconic
And I
roles.
got to admit, I rewatched that movie, I think last year for the first time in a long time.
What,
And
Constantine?
Constantine.
I have to
And
rewatch it. I'm only
Well, it was on HBO Max, and it's one of those ones that were leaving. So I
can
watched
watch
it because it said it's leaving soon. So I'm like, oh, I got to watch it because I haven't seen it in so long. Forgot how good it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And
It
that's
got a lot of slack because it wasn't.
It didn't follow the book.
Yeah.
But
which was Hellblazer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
But
Vertigo
considering
comic.
like just the cast itself,
Yeah.
like everybody in it. I mean, even I hate to say it, but what's his name from Bush?
Oh, Gavin Rossdale.
Gavin Rossdale.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
in it, and
He's great.
he was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's very good.
Tw-
Shia LaBeouf is
Tilda
good.
Swinton
Tilda
as,
Swinton's
as
good.
Gabriel.
As Gabriel,
the
yep.
Archangel Gabriel.
Rachel Weisz is
Awesome.
really, really good. Yeah, that's one of those earlier like comic book adaptations.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's gonna suck. He's not British. He's not blonde.
Yeah.
He's not wearing a tan
Trench
jet,
coat.
trench
coat,
coat.
yeah.
But he plays the character as close to a Constantine character as he can. He's a
Yeah.
real prick in this movie, and he plays it very well. But yeah, that Peter Stormare is
Well,
my guy.
Awesome choice, Tina.
Was it during that time where they weren't necessarily paying attention to the comics as much?
Yeah.
They just said, okay,
Sort
this
of,
is-
yeah.
Like they weren't looking at the material enough.
Yeah,
or
maybe, but I don't know that Keanu was really like to 05 Keanu. I don't think that he was like super draw. Maybe I think he still has some of that
Yeah.
star power, but it's certainly
Fresh
not
off the
like
Matrix
now.
sequels.
Yeah, I think he had.
Yeah,
Was it after all three?
Oh, if it was 05, then yeah.
I believe. Yeah, I believe
Alright.
it was. But that left a lot of that left a
did.
sour taste in a lot of people's mouths.
did.
That,
Yeah.
the end of that trilogy.
I know Kung Fu.
Mine. I liked it.
I do as a whole. So do I. Yeah. After
Sorry,
you, Mark.
After me. All right. So Jack Nicholson was pretty close, as I said. But I'm going with Clarence Williams III from Tales from the Hood. I absolutely
think of that one?
I forgot about him.
I almost forgot about this one. And I was, again, leading toward Jack Nicholson because, again, favorite actor,
Right.
great movie. But I'm like, no, there's somebody else. There's a devil that I'm always quoting it's not Al Pacino in
Because
Devil's
he's good, too.
Advocate.
He's
He
on
is
my list.
awesome. But he monologues way too long by the third hour of that movie, and I'm like, all right, shut up and take his soul. And then it was like, oh, Tales from the Hood.
See, I thought you were going to say De Niro from Angel Heart.
No.
Louis Cypher.
Another good
Yeah,
one. No,
that was another good one.
like I said, this was a tough one.
Yeah,
Because there
yeah.
are a lot of great. I almost
I'm
went
actually.
with,
I thought you were gonna go with Max von
Sydow.
Sydow.
that was
Sideshow?
yeah,
Yeah.
from Needful Things.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
great one.
Yeah.
I was going to go with Ray Wise from the show Reaper.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I never watched Reaper.
Oh, that was a great
he is
show.
Phenomenal as the devil.
And,
Yeah.
and
He's phenomenal. He's another one. He's great in everything
Twin
he
Peaks.
does.
Yeah,
But
and we can't forget South Park.
Yes.
Bigger, longer, uncut. Satan and Saddam.
Satan musical. Hey, Satan. Okay, big guy. Come on. No, but this movie, I love Clarence Williams III. I think I think he was an awesome actor, and I think this is, he was so just known for playing these like staunch and serious kind of characters. It was really cool to see him just let loose in this
And
kind
chew
of
up
role.
the scenery
And you
and-
don't know he's the devil until the end. I mean, most of the time he's playing this kooky Undertaker who looks like he's not with it. He's telling these 3 stories. No,
All right, so he's. I was gonna say it's an anthology.
It's
and
an
so he
anthology.
has
Oh
more
shit! Have you not
stories.
seen this
No,
yet? Did I just
no.
blow it
No,
for you?
it's
I'm sorry, man. Well, it was 1996, Derek. I don't know.
Hey.
I
Should I
just,
get
Derek,
off the pod?
I just watched it for the first time a few months ago.
No, it was an
It's
dude. It
worth
was
to
a
watch
very.
fast,
It was
though.
an
It's
under.
too much.
It was an underrated movie. You know, we talk about this on
We
Monster
did.
Serial,
And that's why I wanted to watch it.
And they made 2 more, but I don't think he's in those, right?
No,
I think Keith David's in
Keith
one.
David's
and
in
I think Tony
one.
Todd is in one.
Yeah.
the newest one.
yeah, I have not seen the third one.
They
I
just got to keep making
saw
them
the
with like
second
all
one.
the really great black actors.
I think so, but none hold a candle to Clarence Williams
No.
III. His performance is just, like I said, it's just quotable. He's
the shit?
Yeah, yes, the shit, the drugs. This is all new to me, and I love when he reveals he's the devil with the "This ain't no mortuary," and he's "Welcome to hell, motherfuckers," and the tongue goes.
He's got a giant gap in his teeth.
Yeah.
comes out between them. It's hilarious.
It is so much fun to watch, and he makes. I mean, that movie is a great movie, but he makes that movie. His interludes in between each story or whatever are just so much fun.
very good.
So that's mine.
Yeah, man, I almost went Pacino, but I was like, I feel like somebody's gonna pick Pacino.
Yeah.
I thought someone was.
I was
too.
hoping to go last because I was going to wait and see. 'Cause I had a feel like the 4 that I had picked out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like they're all going to go with those.
I really thought we were going to overlap. I thought Tito and I might overlap on Clarence Williams
That
III
one
because we love this
totally-
movie.
It totally
Yeah.
flew under my radar.
Well, it almost did with me too. But yeah, good choices, guys.
Yeah, all around.
All right, excellent. Anything else
so,
for the
so many
appetizers?
great roles to pick from too. I was surprised.
That's what makes it tough.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
makes it
No one mentioned Elizabeth Hurley.
Oh, and Bedazzled. Oh my
Oh,
God.
it's so fun.
Oh,
it's a
man.
fun movie.
It is.
It's hilarious.
I like
Nothing
Elizabeth
goes wrong
Hurley.
for him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
always
so.
liked her. Oh, stupid Hugh Grant. What were you thinking? Come on.
He wasn't. He's Hugh Grant. He's weird and he's
Yeah, he's British.
He's British. That's Oh, was that all?
Oh, I seem to be so charmingly befuddled.
he's got that long face. You know, what are you gonna do?
All right, so that was the appetizers.
That was
Nothing
the
else to add?
appetizer. No,
On
not
to
really.
the main course.
Here's dinner's in the oven.
And those are our picks for devils. And now on to the main devil and the main course. How's that? Is that
Nice.
okay? Thank you.
You left
This
out the
is-
whole legendary
Shut up, Derek.
legend.
This is legendary.
What just happened to the conversation we just had?
Hey, we're trying to, if the dads let me, we're trying to talk about legend. Opening thoughts, Brian. Well, actually, legend. First of all, let's for those who don't know, it's a fantasy movie done by Ridley Scott back when?
1985, 86.
1985.
Well, it depends on what country.
When it got released, yeah.
It was
Okay.
released in Britain in 1985 and wasn't released in the States until 6 months later.
Okay.
After they had done a theatrical cut
Yeah.
and changed things.
Yes.
Okay,
Lots of
carry on.
changes were made.
You launched off at a much better point than I
Oh,
did,
sorry.
so go.
All right.
I'm
So
sorry. It's good.
All
I'm
right.
gonna have my water.
Yeah. So Legend, 1985, directed by Ridley Scott. It was his third major movie, I believe, just coming off of Blade Runner, and before that was Alien in 1979. I think he had also done The Duelist, which we
I
had
think this was
mentioned.
number 4.
Yeah, so this would have
is
been
fourth
number
film.
4.
Yeah.
But he wanted to do a fairy tale movie, and it was a feast for the eyes, just like anything that Ridley Scott has done up to that point. Alien and Blade Runner. I mean, you just can't take your eyes off any inch of that screen. It just sucks you right into that world. And this movie does exactly the same. But for as good as it looks, the story, unfortunately, is paper thin.
Yeah.
It is, your standard good versus evil. You've got your characters fighting against darkness to restore light to the world, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Stuff
not
happens
really-
along the way, which we'll get into. But I mean, I think the stuff that goes on behind the scenes of this movie is even more interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that this movie was originally like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And when it was screened for audiences, Ridley Scott heard people laughing and snickering, and he could smell pot in the theater. And because of these potheads, he whittled it down to about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And that was the British cut with the Jerry Goldsmith score.
Yep.
And then for whatever reason, he decided to kind of dumb it down a little bit more for the American audiences.
Yeah.
He changed it. He really
Rightly
did.
so.
No,
Changed quite a bit.
no,
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
changes
so.
quite
I
a
think.
bit.
Why are you saying rightly so?
Because
I don't think we need
we're just
stuff to be
a
dumbed
dumb
down.
society sometimes.
Well, we can be, but
Yeah, I think he's openly said
this is a fairy tale. I
Yeah.
mean, how much more simplistic could it be? I don't think it needed to be dumbed down.
Yeah.
You know, I really think that audience would have got it. You know, if they were into that kind of thing.
Well,
they would have
that's the
got
thing
it.
is this type of genre.
Yeah.
I think the people that go to these movies.
And this was
are a little
was the
smarter.
mid '80s. I mean, this was the time when you had Conan and Krull and Time Bandits and the Sword and the Sorcerer. You had like you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a fantasy film. You know, it's true. That was the time that the studios were putting this stuff out. So it's.
That was my D&D character's weapon. Was a
Yeah,
dead
the
cat.
dead cat. Yeah. Roll for initiative, Derek. Ooh, critical hit.
Oh, the cat scratched me. Never mind.
That's hilarious.
Ooh, friendly fire.
He did say, and you can
Scratched
tell
by
by
my
the
own
way,
cat.
the movie is cut.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott has openly said, I insert parts of action into certain areas because I want that American audience to be able to keep up with the film.
Right.
Whether,
Right.
we think we're idiots or not, Ridley Scott to a certain extent thinks we are.
Right, right.
And we couldn't handle that initial cut. I honestly...
He added like the opening crawl that explains
that
things.
Star Wars
and-
kinda
Yeah, it's
ripoff,
like,
yeah.
okay, like we couldn't figure out what was going on without this
Yeah.
stupid exposition at the beginning.
I just remember there was a line about long ago before it was something like long ago before time was known or something. There was a word that
It just didn't
there was
seem
a
like it was well
passage-
written?
No, it said along the lines of before time was known as time or something like that.
Tale as old as time.
Can you
True
punch
as
up
it
the
may be.
monologue?
Anyway.
Well, I remember it
you
said
know
something
what?
about
I
like.
said I was going to write this down.
Yeah.
And
No, I
didn't.
remember how it said something about
Do
how
you
like
remember? It was like before-
how darkness turned
Yeah.
became light
Yeah.
came from the darkness.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of like before time, before time was what it was now, or something like that. And then I noticed in like the scene where Sara visits what's her name in the house, they have a clock.
Yeah.
That's like, well, wait a minute. If time's not a thing, what is she doing with a clock?
Yeah, yeah. I think they were explaining, and it's been a while since I've seen the American version with that opening crawl.
Yeah.
But maybe they were explaining events that happened
Yeah.
like before.
when light came from the
Right, like
darkness.
the
all right,
origin
yeah.
of darkness.
That's why
not-
Ridley Scott had to dumb this
Yeah.
film down
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Once
you guys.
upon a time before there was such a thing as time.
There it
kind of
is.
thing.
See, before there was such a thing as time.
Before there was
Okay.
such a thing as time.
Yeah. But there's nothing in the that whole thing that says now later. We know what time is, but shit's
yeah.
still going on.
Yeah.
I do
Should've
like there's that
specified
last
that.
line I think that says like something that made legends.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of
That
a
was
cool way
cool.
to,
Yeah.
to
Oh, they said
go
the
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Right.
I guess the original working title of this movie was supposed to be called The Legend of Darkness.
Yeah.
And it's just been shortened to Legend.
Yeah.
I don't mind those
Because that is the
openings,
Tim
though.
Curry, like the name of the
Yeah.
character is
Right.
Darkness.
He's
Yeah.
not
It was
called
his
the devil.
legend.
He's darkness.
darkness.
He's
And
darkness.
he is the son of a greater evil.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he talks about his
because
father.
he
and-
talks to his father
They have
in one of the
discussions.
versions.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not. In
Did
the,
he talk about it in the theatrical one, Derek? Did
Well,
I
that's
miss
the thing.
that? 'Cause
I-
we both
They
watched
speak.
that one.
I don't
speak.
I don't see.
Yeah.
I don't remember them.
He's talking to his
back and
dad about
forth.
how to win Mia Sarah's character over.
Oh,
and
that's his
father.
dad?
His father is the one that says "woo her."
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
right.
thought that was a woman.
No, that's his
Oh.
dad.
His
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. He makes
Sorry,
reference
Ridley.
to him again at the end where he
And-
says, "Father, save me."
Right. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
All right.
He's
Well,
And
somewhere.
proving Ridley's point right here, man. I'm sorry.
the American version, like he also took scenes and put them out of order from
I did-
the way
yeah,
that they were
yeah. And I
in the
could
British
definitely
version.
tell.
And that might be, Mark, why you think that this is a very bipolar kind
It
of movie.
really
Why their
feels
moods
that
change
way.
from scene to
Yeah.
scene
Because
because
these
it's been
characters-
chopped and chopped
Yeah.
and chopped.
There was
and
a
then
scene
put
where I
together
was
and-
like, wait a minute, weren't they just like they
Yeah.
jumped around and then
Yeah.
you could tell that it was shuffled. That it was.
Oh yeah.
Come see the
See,
the unicorn. Look at the unicorn. Don't touch the unicorn.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
Oh, you
Kiss
touched the
me.
unicorn.
We're
Yeah.
in the flowers now. Like, make up your mind.
So that scene in the director's cut, there are a few scenes in the director's cut that I'm like, oh, that gives you so much information. It should have stayed in the movie.
Right.
In that scene, he explains all of this stuff to her.
Right.
Yeah.
We do not touch the unicorns. We do not approach them.
Yeah.
She gets up and walks away.
And she says, I don't care.
She says, I don't care.
I don't
See?
care.
And then she
What a
goes
bitch.
and
So
That makes all
in the
the sense
director's
in the world.
cut, Lily is not as innocent as she is portrayed in the American version.
All right.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes more sense as to why she would be so seduced by darkness toward the end of the film.
Well, she sings the unicorn to her.
Yes.
And then
There were actual songs.
all that. Yeah, there are songs
that she sings.
a few different
It's not a
songs.
musical.
No, but
But she like
chants or chants.
She was when she's walking through the forest to meet Jack for the first time after I don't know if it's before or after she meets Nell, the woman in the cottage.
Yeah.
She's humming a tune to herself. Also in the British version, when Jack meets Gump, you know the fairy guy, or the elf kid or whatever he is,
the shirtless one.
He reminds me of Pan.
Yeah,
Like Pan.
Oh, he's totally Peter Pan.
Yeah, exactly.
No, not Peter
Pan.
Yeah.
Whatever, Pan.
Yeah.
Other Pan.
Yeah.
He's kind of Peter Panish too, though. He's got.
Well, so is Jack.
So is Jack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack is very Peter Pan. Everybody's Peter Pan.
Gump asks him what happened, and Jack lies at first.
Yeah.
In the American version, he just says, I did it, but in the British version, he says, no, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then Gump is like taken aback and he says, are you sure nothing weird happened? And he says, and I took her to see the unicorn. You did what? And he freaks out. But in one of the versions, Gump wants to eat Jack.
Yeah, so Gump.
What?
Gump
Yes, and he gives him a riddle.
Yeah, he doesn't
that
want
Jack has to solve, or Gump will eat him.
Yeah, he doesn't like dismiss it as easily as he does.
He's like a little golem, too.
In the theatrical cut, where he's just like, "Oh, love. Oh, okay, cool. Let's move on."
Yeah.
And this, he's like, "All right, love. Okay, I have this riddle for you. If you guess it, we'll move on. If not, you're dead."
Yeah. And Jack gets the riddle
Jack guesses the
only
riddle.
because the answer was in the song that Lily was singing to herself on her way to see Jack.
That is so cool.
And all that is missing from the American version.
There are a few things in there that
Clearly,
really
if
add to
the
the
test
story.
screening had been for genre fans and not potheads, we'd be looking at a different movie.
Much different film.
I honestly don't think it was American. it was a bunch of potheads.
Yeah.
And,
It was too particular. He heard and spoke to them, and they had all these ideas. And you don't see darkness in the theatrical and the European or director's cut
until like
about
almost an hour into the movie.
I read that. Yeah, they
He's
show
not
him
in
a
the
lot.
movie at all.
Yeah, in the
Just
American
hear his
version,
voice.
you've got
He's
that
like right away.
soliloquy.
Yeah.
But it's a different
Immediately.
version of him, too. Did you notice he's painted blue and his nails and eyes are green?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and he
remember
does that
seeing
whole
that.
soliloquy, and I love that soliloquy. He does,
Me too.
Mother Night.
Yep.
Fold your dark arms about me. Protect me in your black embrace. I sit alone, an impotent exile, while this force, this presence returns to torment me.
Well, I'm slightly aroused.
That's
Anybody
it.
else?
It's very
really good.
hammerish.
If we
A little
have
bit,
if we need a devil, you're
know,
a devil.
I've told you, I've seen this movie countless times.
It shows.
Yeah.
And thank God. So you can run the rest of this. Because I watched it and I've seen it before and I like it. I like it a lot. I love it. But I love the look of it more than the story.
It is, like I said,
cannot
it's a
get-
feast for the eyes.
Yes.
I mean, all right, this is what blew my mind because I saw this movie in the movie theater twice. And then I saw it countless times on cable after that. But it wasn't until the internet came around where you could, discover IMDb and find out all this stuff about the movies that you like. All of that forest footage was all shot inside. All of it was done on the James Bond soundstage at Elstree, Pinewood Studios. And it burned down.
While they were making the movie.
They had an accidental fire and the whole set was destroyed.
The Pinewood Studios fire.
Oh yeah,
was from
look it
that
up on the
movie?
internet. They have the footage of it burning.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
I knew that they had a fire there.
They had fun. They had like a lot of the huge trees that you see. They show them carving them out of styrofoam and spray painting them brown.
Yeah.
And putting all the foliage around. But they also planted live plants and trees in there too. Oh. And they brought in something like 200 pigeons to roost in the rafters and stuff. So you had like all the animals. Like there's the scene of the bears and stuff walking. All that stuff was in there, living in this fake forest. And they said that when the fire broke out, like the pigeons must have known something was going on because they all like bolted like that and flew out the main door. And then they're like, what? And then the whole roof was gone.
Wow.
And then the rest of it just caught because it's all plaster and styrofoam
Shit.
and
Wow.
just went up like nothing.
Wow, I never knew.
Yeah, so they did rebuild the studio, obviously. And they had to rebuild a lot of the sets. I think there's only like one scene that's shot, I think they said in the garden outside of the studio because they had to do pickup shots still. And I think that's what they ended up using because the set had burnt down and they had to rebuild it.
Yeah, I think it was the scene where the part where they go and actually see the unicorns.
It might have been, yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I read that.
That is, that is a...
But this is all in an age before CGI.
Yeah.
All of those sets, like not only the forest sets, but I mean everything that like the second half of the movie, all the underground stuff that's like Darkness's castle.
Yeah.
It's all practical sets.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful. Beautiful. I like. There are times like to this day, like, and I probably watched it maybe a year or so ago. Like I'm like still finding stuff in these scenes that I had never noticed before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just so much to look at.
I'll have to
so much to
watch
see
it again and try to appreciate it more.
It's a very beautiful film.
Yeah.
And I said that like back in '85 when I saw it, I said that's got to be one of the prettiest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just that forest. I mean, you've got like down feathers floating everywhere and like thistle or whatever stuff in the air, and even in the blizzard scene, like he's got like bubbles mixed with the snow to like create this weird otherworldly effect. It's just crazy what he did.
Yeah, it's almost, I think, a waste in certain aspects where the idea of not seeing darkness for an hour is cool, but that makeup is just wasted.
It really is.
For an hour.
And I didn't realize, I was like last week old when I discovered that Bob Bottin was one that did all the makeup
I was
effects.
Say, his makeup, he's often looking up at the Titans. He's looking up
the Stan
usually
Winstons
at
and
Stan Winston and Rick Baker.
Yeah.
But I'll say it, I think he's the best.
Dude, I'm right there with
I'm
you.
going to have to take
when I found
Rick
out
Baker is phenomenal, but I am going to have to take the Rob Bottin.
What else has he done?
He's done the
Thing.
Howling Werewolves. He's done The Thing.
Oh, okay.
He did all the makeup
is
for The Thing, and that
the
movie almost
best
killed him.
piece of special effects you're ever going to find in a movie. I don't care what anybody says. I will take the Pepsi challenge with it. There is nothing better than the special effects in John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing will ever hold up to it.
Yep.
I've seen great effects.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park's wonderful, but nothing holds up like the scenes in John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
And Rob Bottin, did all that.
Yep.
His Howling Werewolves are unique and unlike any werewolf you've seen in a film. They're all him, and he did those werewolf effects when he was like 19, 20 years old. I mean, that's just incredible. And his effects, his makeup effects for this movie,
Even with the other
Awesome.
demon type.
Well,
things,
the Meg Mucklebones,
Meg
played
Mucklebone.
by
That's Robert Picardo.
Robert Picardo.
Yeah.
or Blix. Blix
Blix.
is awesome.
This is very
Blix. And what do you guys know who Blix is patterned after?
Keith Richards.
Yeah.
I read that.
Yeah.
And you could see
I found that out a
You
little
could see
while
it.
ago.
That's another scene that's like the makeup is wasted. The theatrical version
Yeah.
is about 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
That scene with him and Robert Picardo as Meg
Yeah.
Mucklebone is like 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
About-
in the
he's trying to like talk his way out of it.
yeah,
first.
he's using
He's got
flattery,
all these extra lines.
and she's like obsessed with her like image in the reflected in his shield.
Yeah.
and that's how he distracts her, and he cuts her head off.
But it
I
has
say
this
his
also
because
great
it's played
like
by a
he's
dude.
not a hero yet.
No,
Yeah.
So he's fumbling with the sword. He
Yeah.
drops it in the water.
Yeah.
And he's reaching for the sword
and
again.
that's why
and
at the
she's
end,
like, what are you doing?
and it's in the
he's like,
American
"Nothing."
version, he says, "I did it," and he's like
Yeah.
he's like thrilled with himself that he actually like was able to get his way out of it. It's got some cool scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
It really
It's-
does have
it's
some
really,
cool scenes.
It's worth watching.
But I can see why
but
you're saying that. It seems very bipolar because of the
It's
way it
all
was
over the
edited.
place.
It was just poorly edited for the American version, I think. As much as I love the movie, but after I see the other versions...
This movie is total eye candy in terms
Oh,
of
it
look.
absolutely
It's beautiful.
is.
Like, absolutely. There's so much stuff blowing around. Like, allergies must be going through the roof because
I
there
agree.
is pollen throughout the first hour of this
That's
film.
what I mean.
Well,
That's-
every time
it's
that fairy
always-
is on the screen, the white fairy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Una.
Yeah.
Una.
Una, yeah.
Like there's pieces of her
Yeah.
little boa.
Yeah. Yeah.
that are floating everywhere.
And I like how you when you first see Mia Sara as
Lily.
and as
Dark.
As Lily.
As
Oh,
Lily,
as
and,
Lily.
and meeting up with Jack, and she's got glitter on her for
Oh,
a
yeah.
few minutes, and
They
it's-
all do the whole movie.
everybody
If you look
is
really
so
closely.
stylized
Yeah.
and beautiful looking in this film.
They
You
sweat
know,
glitter.
I love
even the ugly
I
things
love the way
are
she
beautiful.
looked when she went dark.
Oh, when she went all goth?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I like that.
You like,
Yeah,
you like
I
a nice
could- I
goth
could
chick,
do
do you?
I do like that. Mia Sara is she was a beaut.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller,
Yeah.
Simone.
Yeah. Who did I find out that she got married to?
I don't know.
She got married to somebody famous. I just saw it last night when I was looking at the trivia.
Judge Reinhold.
No idea.
No,
Judge
I don't know.
Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold. He was famous.
Yeah, he had a thing going. he did. He did good. He wasn't in
She
Legend.
married Brian Henson. in
That's it.
2010.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yes. She married Brian Henson.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
2010.
And yet,
Oh, she was the love interest in Time Cop with
That's right.
Van Damme. She's in that.
That's
too.
right.
I'm always thinking because she's not in a ton of movies.
Yeah,
but
she
I
didn't
never-
do a lot.
No,
Brian
no.
Henson didn't use her in Labyrinth. What's
no,
up with that?
I know.
They didn't
Well, I
get
think it was
married
after.
in
Was that not-
2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it was after.
Okay, well, that makes
don't-
sense.
They didn't know
Don't
each
start
other,
critiquing.
Mark.
Yeah.
That's why.
Don't criticize Labyrinth.
Why would I? I love Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Oh no.
See, and
You're
that's
not
the
gonna
thing
get.
is
You're not gonna get an
I-
argument from me about
Fantasy wise, I feel like you look at the cover of Legend, and I feel like yes, this should be.
It's
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was as fantastic, for a lack of a better word, as say Labyrinth or Willow. Like there weren't as many different types of species,
Yeah.
or like it kind of went only in like 3 different places.
Yeah.
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 Whereas I've seen other fantasy movies that definitely capture like the.
They get a little deeper.
They were like,
There's
I
a little
think
more substance to them.
they maybe rewrote this thing like 15 times.
Oh, yeah.
I think the initial earlier ones were like these grand, almost Lord of the Rings style
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
And every time he brought it back, Ridley was like, we can't cut all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
yeah.
3 goblins. We can get like 2 dwarves and a
Yeah.
pixie in there.
Yeah.
But that's about it. We
Yeah.
can hang a light from
Yeah.
a string and prance that around. But
This whole thing reminds me of the Nightbreed problem. And we had watched this a couple of years ago, where we watched the director's cut of Nightbreed, Clive Barker's Nightbreed. And for the longest time, you just got the VHS version, which leaves out a ton of stuff. And Nightbreed, I think, as great a movie as it is, and I've always liked it, the theatrical cut to that film is the same thing as kind of the same thing as what Legend has. It's beautiful to look at. It has awesome effects. It's got a story in there, but it's been cut, recut, parts taken out. Very similar in a way to what's been going on with Legend. So I'm not, it's funny. The fantasy genre I like, but I don't love it like I like other genres,
Right.
sci-fi, horror, comics,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I'm more selective about it. But Legend does make the list of, if I were to do a top 10 of fantasy films, this definitely gets on there.
Yeah.
Because of all the creature effects. If nothing else, everything is good looking about that movie, but the creature effects are great. When you see Blix and his crew and they're in silhouette and they're all those great sound effects are playing and they're coming toward the screen in slow motion.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
some terrifying
Well, and you know,
stuff.
one of the big things I noticed too is like when they would show darkness. I mean, Tim Curry is not a very big guy.
He's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
But they pull it off with different perspectives
And camera angles
and like whenever they show him talking, it's like the way they frame his face
Yeah.
makes it look huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he
Oh, yeah.
looks
Yeah.
massive.
And menacing.
And buff.
Yeah.
And
And
really
and the thing is
jacked.
too is that like it's Tim Curry. but
Yeah.
I can't see him.
No.
I don't.
No.
I don't.
His
see
voice.
him. Yeah,
His voice comes through.
sometimes, but even that, even some there's
Oh,
times where he's talking
hear
where
it.
I'm like that
Like when he's
doesn't even sound like-
begging her to sit and just talk.
Yeah.
And then he freaks
you know
out.
what? I kind of agree with Derek on though. Maybe toward the end, but when I was listening for the first few moments, if I didn't know who Tim Curry was and
Yeah.
you had held up a picture of
Pennywise?
Tim Curry from like Home Alone 2 or something,
Yeah.
I would have been like,
Clue.
"Fuck
Or
you,
Clue,
no
yeah.
way." Or Clue, yeah.
That's the same guy.
Yeah.
I buttle, sir.
I think it's disguised pretty well, but
Yeah.
then toward the end when he starts, sit down and everything, then I can
Yeah.
kind of hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
absolutely.
voices especially for a lot of the creatures have this almost like, I don't want to say auto-tuned.
Yeah.
But like kind
Because
of
that wasn't
effect
around
to
back
them at
then.
the end.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
this weird effect to them where they're almost amplified a little bit.
Yeah.
Blix is actually the voice of the gum.
Lily's like,
That's
okay.
right. Alice Playten.
Alice Playton. Yeah,
Yeah.
she does the voice of the Gump
Yeah.
because he was too German sounding. So
Yeah.
he's dubbed over.
Yeah, he was
That's
dubbed.
not actually his voice.
I think they said everybody was dubbed in the movie. They did their own dubbing,
right.
a lot of them, but obviously, because of the fans and everything that they were using in the forest scenes, blowing
It was
everything
so
around. None of their
hear
voices would be
anybody.
picked up on the mics anyway, so
Yeah.
everything had to be dubbed in post.
I will say that Gump kind of looked and a little like Yeardley Smith and sound a lot
Yes.
like Lisa Simpson.
Yes.
It kind of
Yeah.
messes
Alice,
with me. a
Alice
bit.
Playten has that kind of voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted him to put a jacket on throughout that whole winter scene. I'm like, my God,
You're making me
how is he
cold.
not freezing?
You can tell Mark's a dad now.
I am. Put a coat on.
He's the Gump.
Although I
Gump
let
doesn't
my
get
kids
cold.
go out in sweatshirts. I want to wear a coat. Fine, whatever.
Just go out and you're outside.
Awful
That's
dad.
good. That's good.
Good. Fresh air, freeze.
So we haven't really talked too much about Tom Cruise. This is an early Tom Cruise
Well,
film.
It is.
We can
And
talk about him
came
right
out,
now.
It came out the year before Top Gun.
Gun.
Yep.
Really
After
put him on the
Risky
map
Business.
because his only two big movies before this one was All the Right Moves and Risky Business.
Okay.
Yeah. And
But
he-
is there really a lot to say about him? I mean, he doesn't.
I
do
know
a
that's the thing. Is
whole
like
hell of a lot.
he's very bland in this. I mean, I
He kind
understand
of
like
is.
this probably was at like his biggest heartthrob kind of look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he
I
had
guess.
like
The
everybody
long
else.
hair
He had the look for the film. Yeah.
I like the suit of armor made from crushed bottle caps.
Yep.
Which is
really
literally how
was.
they,
Yeah.
that's how it was made.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he wasn't. He never really strikes me as an action hero, even with
Really?
and I'm a huge fan of the Mission Impossible movies.
No kidding.
But I just he's one of those actors that is very hard to take seriously as a tough guy or as a
He's
hero.
one of
like
those actors that's hard to separate the actor from the role too.
Yes.
Like you'll be watching a movie and it's not whatever he's playing. It's like, oh, that's Tom Cruise
Yeah.
and such and such. You know?
Yeah. Very real. And I mean, even when he's caked with makeup, like, I mean, when he was in Tropic Thunder, like, as funny
Yeah.
as that character
Yeah.
was, as great as that role
Yeah.
was,
It was still Tom Cruise.
it was still like, oh,
Yeah.
look at all the makeup on Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at Tom Cruise being
yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
you
playing
know?
Les Grossman.
Yeah. So,
The film producer.
and I've heard that he, like, for years would not talk about this film.
Yeah.
No, because
Like,
he,
wanted
it
to
was
forget
well,
that he was ever in it.
Yeah.
He didn't like.
He didn't like the way the
same things we
American
didn't like.
cut
Yeah, it was hacked.
was handled.
and not shown proper respect.
I did like the music in the theatrical cut.
All right, so this is what I want to ask.
Yeah.
Now, some of you guys have seen the theatrical. I mean, the director's cut.
Yeah.
Which is better to you?
Yeah,
Is it-
was it Goldsmith you said?
Jerry Goldsmith. Yeah.
I prefer the Tangerine Dream soundtrack. I do.
I
prefer that score
like
better.
both of them, but I'm more partial to Tangerine Dream because that's what I was exposed to first.
Okay.
You know, but the Goldsmith score totally almost changes the tone of the film.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out because, the Tangerine Dream music, that was one of the big, to me, the more fantasy type stuff. Like, it was a great fantasy score.
It was kind of like, and it was
Dreamy
rushed.
and-
It was, and it was done like in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They only had like 3 weeks to compose and record this score for the movie, for the American cut. And as much as I like it, it's a weird juxtaposition because you've got this like medieval-ish fantasy kind of movie, but then you've got like this electronic score.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of
That
I don't want
new
to say
age kind of synthesizer.
it was
thing
very
and all this.
80s.
very
You know,
synth.
80s was all about synth music. You
Right.
know, every band had a synthesizer player in it. You know.
Yeah. Well, and then like the song at the end,
Oh, Is Your Love Strong
yeah.
Enough by Brian Ferry?
and it was
No, the other-
the
the-
other
Oh,
one.
John Anderson.
Yeah.
Love by the
The,
Sun.
from-
Yes.
yes.
Love by the Sun.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know
That was
voice.
part of that. Yeah. John Anderson of Yes.
But he wasn't part. It was just featuring him.
Right.
I was thinking.
Well, that
No,
was-
he just
band.
wrote some lyrics over the
Over
score.
the Jer-
It
to
was like,
Jerry
and
Goldsmith's
they had him sing
music.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had him sing
Yeah.
it over the score.
Yeah.
He wrote some lyrics to the and was like, boom, boom, boom. Because you can hear that same music earlier on in the film.
Yeah.
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 I actually like it's so 80s is what makes me love it.
Yeah,
Because
me too.
those kinds of songs are at the end of every movie that came out in
Yeah.
that time
Yeah.
period.
No, it's true.
So it kind of wraps it up.
Even towards the 90s too. Like like Fifth Element has like a very synth 80s song at the very end. The little light of little
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
It
All right.
does.
Well, even like
Peter
Flava
Gabriel.
Laguna's like
Was
Well,
it
that's
Peter
probably
Gabriel?
why, because it's Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
even like Plava Laguna is very like techno.
Yes.
It's operatic, but still
Yeah.
this very like
That was a cool scene.
Yeah.
That was a cool theme, and the whole like how they would cut to the action, but the opera music's still going on.
Yeah.
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 We'll get to that movie eventually.
I do love the-
But she's doing her.
Give me the cash. You like it?
I am a meat popsicle. All right, but enough of Fifth Element, which is another fantasy sci-fi movie.
Digressing back.
Do you guys want to know the differences in time
Please.
for each movie?
Yeah.
And I watched the director's cut, and outside of like three scenes, I was like, there can't be that much time added. The theatrical version is 90 minutes. The European version is only 3 minutes longer. The director's cut is 114 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the end is completely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
He leaves by
Alone.
himself.
Yeah.
He leaves-
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, no Lily. They
Yeah.
part as friends.
Yeah.
He kisses her. She wakes up. They talk about her coming to visit the next day. He says, "Yeah, I'll be here." And she runs off. He runs away. He waves to all the friends
Yep.
as he's leaving, as the sun is setting in the background. And that's kind of... So the scene where you see him kiss her at the end
Yeah.
is like the scene of him kissing her to wake up in reverse.
They
No
they
kidding.
rolled that footage backwards.
Yeah. So to make it seem like that's more, they're in love and they're going to get married.
So they chose the sort of cliche, classic kind of
The other
happily
thing,
ever after
the,
sort of thing.
the trinket that she shines in his eye randomly for no reason.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
American version.
There's a
A reason for
conversation
it,
that
yeah.
they have,
Yeah.
where she basically tells him how wise she is. Let me dazzle you
Yeah,
with how wise I am.
and then she takes her
And she
bracelet off,
holds
and
it
she and
makes the li-
but in the
yeah.
American version, like they're just talking. All of a sudden, like
All
she's
of a
like
sudden, she's
throwing
acting
shit in his
weird.
eyes.
Yeah,
Like,
she's acting weird.
It's like so oddly cut.
But you need it.
She
You need
looks
that
like she
scene.
has some issues.
Yeah,
In this.
and that's why Mark thinks that they're very bipolar.
They
It's like
are.
they're arguing. She's flashing shit in his eyes.
Yeah,
Now they're
yeah.
yelling at each
Okay,
other.
but to
Now
be
they get
fair,
upset.
I mean, am I wrong? Is it just me? Because
Yeah.
if this was your only option, and it was mine at the time,
Yeah.
had I seen the director's cut, I'm sure I
Yeah.
would have felt
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
But that's really what the two of them both were very like simple, all over the place. The both
Yeah.
of them. I
Well, it
got
was a
look at the
simpler
shiny
time.
thing.
Symbol Jack.
Yeah, simple Simone.
You mama made my eyes rain.
She's like, look at my jewel. I'm gonna toss it in the waterfall, but then scream when you dive over for it.
Yeah.
Like, well, why did you throw
Oh,
it?
I know
Like,
that. Yeah,
what's
that was a little
going
weird.
on?
Like, I'm going to marry whoever catches this, finds this ring. And
Yeah, she
Tosses it off a
apparently
cliff.
didn't want him.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make
But-
sense in
Yeah.
the director's cut because they leave as friends.
Yeah.
So he gets the
Yeah.
ring back and he comes back. So it's like, that's your vision, Ridley Scott, but it still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And that plot point is necessary to the story because she dangles that thing in his face. He's like, oh, let's get all these plates so we can shine the sunlight
Yeah.
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the darkness. So you
into
still
his
need
eyes.
that stupid thing, but it's 30 seconds of her saying, oh, let me dazzle you with how wise I am, because he's
Yeah.
teaching her the languages of the animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it goes into that. But there's a fine line in this movie between like innocence and ignorance, right? Which is they're kids and they're
Yeah.
innocent, but they're also very ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the
where I
larger
think
world.
Her
Yeah.
character is kind of played as a bit devilish, mischievous, kind of.
Almost
But-
like an Adam and Eve, and she's the temptress.
Yeah, right.
You
But
know?
she isn't at the same as much as she is ignorant to things. She is quite innocent because she doesn't know anything. She doesn't know,
Yeah,
like don't touch them.
And she's impatient, and she doesn't
she's
want to listen to
impatient,
Jack.
right.
She wants to learn how to talk to the animals like right away.
Right now.
Yeah.
Teach me
You know?
rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah. Teach me rabbit. Yeah.
Well, that's my wife with our plumbing. Whenever something goes wrong with the sink, I say, let's wait for the plumber. Look, the pipe's doing something weird. I have to touch it and see if I can fix it. No, don't touch the plumbing, Sarah.
And then it
She-
becomes a whole Randy
and then it
Quaid
becomes a whole
in
thing.
Christmas Vacation
Yes.
2. There's water going everywhere for like the entire
I thought
movie.
I could fix it. Well, honey, you're not a plumber. But anyway, that's she's the Mia Sarah of my life.
And coincidentally, her name is Sarah.
That's true. I guess she gets away with it. What is it with
and
Sarah?
she's yours.
Yeah, so,
yeah.
hey, it's a me
You
and
did say it's
Sarah.
a
You're Italian, it all
That-
works.
does that mean I'm her Tom Cruise? Because I
You
can't
are.
I can't pull off a Peter Pan outfit like
You are.
Tom Cruise.
You're her executioner who's like chopping up that
I was
guy.
just gonna say I'm the cook. I was gonna call him the cook. because he's making pies out of
Yeah.
everything.
Pies with
Oh,
people.
that's
the,
a great
the
scene.
one that they find in the pie that
Blunder.
ends up helping them. He was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's the kid that gives Indy the dates.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't-
Yeah.
I wonder how old is he? He can't be very
Well,
old.
no, I guess not. Maybe
dates-
back then.
they're
I mean,
all
that was
kind of young.
Not
81
then.
and then 85.
They're all very
so,
young,
I mean,
except for
The
Billy
dates
Barty.
that kill the monkey?
yeah. Yeah, you know the kid
Yeah.
that he shuts the door
Yeah.
like he's looking like, oh, why's the door open? That
Yeah.
was him. Yeah.
Wait, not the kid. Yeah, but not
The
the
little
kid.
kid.
No, he doesn't kill the monkey. The
No,
guy,
no,
guy-
but the kid that gives him the
kid-
date.
yeah,
I didn't say the kid that killed the monkey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What version are you seeing?
Jesus.
The theatrical one.
Yeah.
Did Ridley Scott touch your Indiana Jones too?
It's the dumbed down Canada version.
I'm not your monkey guy.
This movie is slow, eh? We're gonna get canceled. We can't do. We can't make fun of Canadians right now. I don't think we can make fun of anybody
We
except
can't
the
be
Swiss.
canceled, Mark.
Yes, we can.
You put this out yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm gonna cancel myself.
Cancel you. You just keep doing it. And then
Cancel culture can't touch us.
when the Wi-Fi stops working, and then you're like, oh, maybe there's something happening there. You know,
I guess I'm just assuming I can.
Apple's not uploading this podcast for some reason. Then you're like, oh, okay, maybe there's something to that.
I'm sleep canceling myself. When I go to
yourself.
sleep, I become somebody else and cancel my
you.
own shit.
I won't let them cancel you guys.
Thank you,
Won't
you,
let 'em.
Tito.
We'll
You
fight 'em
got
all.
my back.
Fight 'em all.
I would gladly leap off a waterfall for your jewel anything.
For my ring, my half moon, half sun ring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the sparkles. It sparkles.
And then you can yell, "No! Why did you do that?" I did in the theatrical version. These two are like one step away from being like Batman villains. They're just like they got a date at Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
They're a little out
Yeah.
there.
What do you guys think? So Billy Barty and Brown.
I was just going to bring them up.
Screwball and
Yeah.
Brown Tom are
Yeah.
my favorite characters.
Yeah.
in
They're
the
awesome.
movie.
They're
They're
awesome.
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
The scene with Brown Tom, like deflecting arrows back at them.
Oh, yeah,
that's
with
great.
the
Gets
with the
shot in
pan.
head.
And he thinks he
Frying pans. Who knew?
And then,
right?
right, and then he just goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah. He thinks he gets shot. He had the bottle under his hat.
yeah.
He thinks he's
She
bleeding.
was alive still when they killed me. And he's like, what? Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're dead too. He's like, no, I'm not dead, you idiot. Oh, I thought I was dead.
Yeah.
they were awesome.
They have
Yeah,
this
they
great
were.
thing where like the goblins with darkness, which I also find funny but so strange. They have this like workplace relationship with darkness.
Oh yeah.
Where he like puts the knife to the guy's head. He's like, it's a unicorn that spirals, and he's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I get your point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
okay, I get your point. And then like when Blunder steals it and tries
Yeah.
to do the magic, and
Fool!
he's like,
The
you know,
creature is crowned with a single horn pointing like an antenna straight to heaven.
That's a great
very
line,
intense. And he's just
That's
like,
a great line.
I get your. I get
I
your
get
point.
So
your
apparently
point.
they have
I get your point.
antennas
I get-
in this world?
I get the point, Lord.
Yeah, it's like an antenna to the.
They don't have time, but they have clocks. and
Lily has a ham
dialogue
radio
is a
back
little
home in
bit-
her little cottage.
The dialogue's a little bit tricky, and then he's like,
It's tricky. That's
yeah,
a
it's
nice
a little
one.
tricky. He's like, you know, it's weird because then a Blunder gets dragged away by
Yeah.
the skeleton. And he's like, yeah, you know, I kind of encourage that amongst my guys. You know, it's very this workplace like.
Yeah.
When's that report gonna get done,
Yeah.
guys?
He
Yeah.
even says upon leaving, "Adios, amigos," when he's
Yeah.
clearly taken
That was very
That's
weird.
Very,
yeah. It's
the
like,
whole thing is very odd.
I think
Yeah.
you're in. I don't think you're getting downsized to the mailing room of hell or whatever. I think you're dead.
It is this very like workplace.
is very
laws.
workplace, yeah.
Where's the report?
Yeah.
I
Darkness
need
is
it.
coming. Look busy, guys. Oh,
Yeah.
That would make a great
whole lot of
spin-off
health
And
show.
they said that
They're just wearing suits with his
The
back-
office in hell.
when darkness shows up, you can't see anything. It's just like this black mass.
Oh yeah.
And they
that
said it was basically just like trash bags that they had on a
Yeah, I
string.
was
or
wondering
something.
where we were going with
Seriously,
that. I'm like,
it was
where is
very
he?
low tech. Very low tech.
Well, was that supposed to be like at a time when you weren't supposed to see him?
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
that,
basically.
because that just comes
Yeah.
off as strange.
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't you see darkness when you've just seen
Well,
about a
because
half
it's
an hour?
dark.
Yeah.
Mike.
There was light in there.
Yeah.
There was light in there.
I always
Yeah, they were
assumed
by
it
the
was
fire.
like,
Blix was by the fire, was shooting off his horn. Sounds dirty. And, you know,
he's got some like thing that can talk through him. It's very like King of the Nazgul or like
Yeah.
Sauron.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the Lord of the Rings, where he sends his mouthpiece out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
For that's how
Yeah.
I imagined the trash bag,
Like
Grim
the
Reaper-esque
the
character.
fat floating meatball thing in Big Trouble in Little
Bingo.
China.
Yeah.
David
Mr.
Lopan's
Barton.
eye.
He was force projecting himself,
Right.
like Luke.
Yep.
Bingo. I want that report on my desk first thing in the morning. Blix. Blix your ass.
Yeah. You know we're putting cover sheets on the TPS reports, right?
Have you read the memos, Blix?
Look, I see you're not wearing your pieces of eight.
Brown Tom has 15 pieces of flesh.
Well, now I want that. I want this. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it writes itself.
Yeah.
Another 3GD presents.
Yeah. It's like yeah. It's David
The Office
Brent,
is hell.
Michael Scott, Darkness.
It doesn't seem that I've worked in the kitchen of a Greek restaurant. It's much worse than in Darkness's Lair.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
sure
that.
it's hotter too.
It's hotter, and I think the boss was meaner.
He was a little scarier than Darkness.
Hell smelled better.
No.
No. See, Derek knows what I'm talking about. So.
I'm not talking the food. I'm talking the employees.
Oh.
No. I smelled nice. I did the dishes back there. I was all right.
I'm just picturing like big sweaty guys back there.
So
in a
then,
hot
yeah, you
kitchen.
got me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I'm not usually picturing big sweaty guys. I didn't mean it to come out like that.
That's how it came out, Brian. I want to touch upon one thing too that I thought was really cool. The unicorns sound like humpback whales.
Yes, they
that
do.
is
They
an
are.
interesting noise.
Yeah.
I really liked the noise for that.
It is
I
a
thought
humpback
was-
whale.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know it was a humpback
That's why they
whale.
sound
Yeah.
like them.
Yes, they sound like humpback whales.
You mean they didn't record real unicorns? What?
Humpback people? Get out of here, Scotty.
Yes. No, I knew they were humpback whales.
You were aware of the
It
fact.
wasn't. I
Okay.
was surprised that they sounded like.
I will
humpback
say,
whales.
the beginning when you see them, like someone didn't do a very good job with the horn.
Oh, they're shaking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like-
they're all over the place.
Tim Curry's horns too. They have a wobble at
Yeah.
certain
Well, when
points
he's
too.
running,
When he's
you can-
running.
but still, it still looks cool.
Oh, it absolutely does.
I mean,
they,
those
should, they
horn-
should have pulled a Scrooge and
Yeah.
just stapled it to their heads.
Bricks. Still thinking of the Office shit. Bricks.
Well, that's more like Mahoney.
Who put the hoop? Punky. Bricks. See, now I sound like I belong in the theatrical cut of Logan. Dangling shit. Don't cough when I talk, Brian.
Sorry.
Works. What the hell was I going to say?
I don't know.
All right, go on.
You love the
You were
humpback
touching
whales.
on.
Yeah,
you were gonna touch on-
Humpback whales.
Well, I didn't really have a follow up to that. I just thought it was cool. Knowing
Oh,
full
cool
well they
idea.
were whales, I just
Okay.
thought it was a good idea.
Like what if
It made it more mystical.
somebody
Yeah.
thought,
Yeah.
"Whoa, what does the unicorn sound like?" I was like, "Oh, that."
It sounds like a humpback
We're all out of glitter. Let's do some
Whales.
humpback whale
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah.
You know, I felt the same way when I heard the zebras in Lion King. I was like, "Oh shit, that's a zebra."
Yeah.
Although that was actually the real sound of a zebra. I thought, "Well, okay, that's what a zebra sounds like." Interesting.
Actually,
don't neigh.
that's not what a real unicorn sounds like.
No, it's a whale.
My favorite is in South Park, the sound of a dying giraffe.
Wah. Yep.
Great horses.
Yeah. Did we want to talk about how they defeat darkness? Like we touched on
we
with
got to
the-
time. I mean, we can talk about as much darkness as you want because he is, I think, again, the most memorable thing of that movie. I think when you know the more people watch it, the more they're going to pick up on it. And then somebody like Brian Tito, who's seen this a lot of times, could probably say, "Oh yeah, I remember Blixer." But I think anybody who sees it once is going to remember really big horns over anything else. Because that's the first time I saw it when I was a kid was on TV.
Yeah.
And I had only caught part of it, the second part of it. And all I could remember from then on, when anybody said, "Hey, did you see that movie, Legend?" I said, big horns. That's all I could remember. And
Well, I mean, and it's hard because with I feel like I have a hard time remembering characters in fantasy films and books because there's so many and they all have these crazy
weird names.
Yeah. So it's like,
which is why I don't like this.
Like the
genre
fact
too
that I
much.
knew who was who on Game of Thrones was huge for me.
Yeah.
But I forgot them all already.
Yeah.
But like,
well, the nice thing about this one is they all have like regular names too.
Yeah.
You know, with
Blix.
you know, even Blix and Brown
Gump.
Tom and Gump.
Yeah.
You know, they're easy to remember.
Yeah.
Screwball.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Gump
Jack.
sat
Jack.
alone
Lily.
in a
Darkness. You know.
Volume Marsh.
yeah,
Jack and
Lily
Lily
and
and Steve and
Yeah.
It's How I Met Your Mother.
Clarence.
Jack and Lily and
Jack. What else did you want to say about Darkness?
No, I just like he's just so iconic. I love the design.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the design.
Exactly.
And Bob Bottin, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I like how you call him Bob. Like
Bob,
you're on-
Rob. Well, it's Rob.
It's
Bob.
Rob. What-
Is it Rob?
Are you on a nickname basis with him?
It's
Do you
just
know him?
being alliterative.
Does he call you?
Does he
at
call you
home?
at home on the phone? Do you ever do something?
Do you call Rick Baker Dick? Do you call him Dick Baker? No, you
Not
don't.
to his face.
Well,
He's already Rick. You can go. You can't.
No, I just his makeup is awesome.
Agreed.
Did they
Awesome.
Did they design it like on purpose to look like the Fantasia Night on Bald Mountain?
Oh, I don't know.
Because
the
look of them,
Ivory
with the
Tower?
exception of the fact that the horns are much bigger, like the overall image of him looks very much
huge
like,
and red.
Yeah,
Am I thinking of the right thing? The tower, right?
The tower,
Where
yeah, the big
Empress
mountain.
is?
The mountain becomes
Is it called the Ivory Tower?
No, it's
No.
Night on Bald Mountain.
Night on Bald Mountain.
In Fantasia.
Oh, I'm thinking Neverending Story. Sorry.
Oh no.
Did
no.
you jump to Fantasia after? Never mind. Yes. I would
Fantasia
say
the
he was
movie.
then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That answers that question.
It's not Mickey.
I mean, the influence is definitely there.
Yeah. But I mean, right down to the cloven hooves and the huge horns, and he even has like little bull ears underneath the
Coming
horns.
out.
Yeah.
The face makes everything.
Oh,
for him.
yeah.
It's just so perfect. Like the
And
crease down his forehead,
Yep.
And
the chin.
they have so many like I was talking about the shots of the face whenever he was talking, like it's so close. And I was looking for the seams. I was looking for where the makeup
meets
like,
the flesh.
and
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. Like
Yeah.
it was perfectly blended.
Yeah.
Like the eyes and stuff. It very well done makeup. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Poutine did a great job.
Poutine?
Poutine.
Poutine.
You must be hungry too.
You two need to stop butchering his name.
Yeah, that makeup is great. The Meg Mucklebone, I think, might be just as good.
It is. Yeah.
Maybe.
I wish she got more
something
screen time.
about it. I just love that. And then realizing that it's Robert Picardo, and he's doing that crazy voice.
Oh yeah.
You know, that crazy like.
No, indeed, I do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like Robert. I remember when I first learned that, I was like, "Holy shit!" that's
Yeah.
Robert Picardo.
Yeah.
And this very great. Again, the faces, just the nose, the green is like perfect.
All the water and the seaweed dripping off of her.
just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really, just the hands, everything.
Side note: it was the Ivory Tower from Neverending Story. Just I did figure that out.
Fantasia.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. See, that was the Fantasia I
Where they
was
live,
thinking of.
not the
Where you said
And I was
Fantasia,
talking
I
the
jumped
movie.
to Neverending
Yeah.
Story.
I gotcha.
Because it's got this movie has
I'm
your
glad we-
never-ending story vibe to it
Yeah.
with the kind of music it uses and some of the characters. So that's where my mind went.
Oh, it definitely has that end song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That every.
yeah, but that song doesn't hold a candle to Never-ending Story. Let's be
Oh no,
honest.
I'm saying the Never-Ending Story song. It's similar.
Oh
It's similar
man,
style, but it's a
off
better.
my game tonight.
It's a better.
I got to drink more of this water.
Great song.
So yeah, so that's legend.
That's legend.
That's legend. That's legend in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And any final thoughts? Are there anything else that we didn't cover on this?
I
that
would
we
definitely
wanna
like to
say?
see the director's cut.
I want to
same
see it
as-
again.
yeah.
My copy of the movie is packed away somewhere. I've got to watch it when I get
mine
it back.
too. So they released like two different versions. Like the DVD, I think, is European / theatrical.
Yes.
And then I think in like 2010 or something, they released director's cut.
They
and
did.
theatrical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we need a pack.
Together.
No, but
Blade
are they
Runner
calling it are they calling the European version now the director's cut? or have they?
No,
Or is this
it's
a whole other
separate
version too?
It's a separate version.
It's the Ridley Scott.
I think there's
I'm not
one
gonna
that's
lie, it
being
was
released
like-
now,
It
or
was like a labor of love watching this movie. I was like, oh, this is kind of tough.
Yeah.
This extra 20 minutes.
yeah.
Thank you for putting the effort in, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I was by
You
accident.
stepped up. Why don't you take the compliment?
I was like,
just
holy
take
shit,
the compliment.
I have never seen this. Oh my God, I didn't know it ended like
Yeah,
this.
I
didn't
think there's
remember the
another
movie being
version
this
that's just
long.
been restored too. I think they did a 4K scan. I think it's put out by Arrow,
Jesus.
and it just came out or is being released.
Yeah.
I'll have
Well,
to
if
look.
it's Arrow, then you're going to get all of them.
I think
probably.
what
Maybe
Oh, yeah,
I know
Arrow's
there's at
known for
least
doing that.
I know there's at least the American version and the director's cut.
I don't know.
What kills the score for me, the Goldsmith score,
Hmm.
especially in this director's cut, it's like they had lost it somewhere and then they found it. And we're like,
Oh, yeah, I
perfect.
remember reading that.
Let's throw it back in there. And it's like, there's no way this is the same sound.
Yeah.
Like it might, I haven't seen the European version. I think I might like the Jerry Goldsmith European
Yeah.
score better than this director's score because it's clearly longer and they're adding
Right.
things.
They
where
have
it's
to
just like-
re-edit the
it's
music
just
to fit the
weird.
cues in the
And it
movie.
was something that somebody had like, oh, it just so happened.
Yeah.
We found it. Some guy.
I remember
kept it on
reading
a
that.
tape
He's like,
somewhere.
because they were saying that,
I'm like, what?
like when he recorded it, when Goldsmith wrote it and recorded it,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like a sound engineer or something, said like, this is like one of the best things he's ever done. I'm keeping this. This needs to be preserved. And I think that's what happened.
Nice.
And
They
then
went back to
years
the guy who
later,
had
he's
it.
like, hey, I still got this. Do you want this?
So it wasn't some kid who
No. It was
was
somebody
sitting by
that
the
was,
TV recording it with a tape recorder.
At the end, is Elaine dancing really weird?
There's a cut, and it's the last few minutes of "Can't Touch This" by MC
You
Hammer.
die and then you die again.
somebody's popping and locking.
That's a great episode too.
You die again.
Oh, I love that.
Shit.
All right. Well done, boys. Well done. So, thumbs up from everybody, I guess. Go
Yeah,
see this movie.
yeah.
I see the theatrical cut if that's all you have, because it is worth seeing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go check
beautiful
out
to
the
watch.
director's cut.
It's beautiful
it's
to watch.
beautiful to watch,
The story is paper thin and as linear as they get, but it's amazing to see.
So I would say the if you're gonna watch it, watch the theatrical version.
Okay.
Because it's only 89 minutes long, and you can kind of breeze through it.
Yeah.
If you love this movie,
Then watch the
see
other
the
ones.
director's cut.
Yeah,
or the,
you
or
get
the
a little bit
European
more out of
version,
it.
just to get that backstory and the history.
Agreed.
And
Sounds
that
good.
different take.
Agreed.
Yeah, because if you straight up watch the director's cut, you're gonna be like, "What is this?"
It's
I
like
don't
watching
even
the
get
director's
it.
cut of Dune.
It's just you can just knock it out in 90 minutes. It's
All right.
still up there for me though.
Cool.
One of my faves.
Nice.
All right.
Do we have anything that's making our geek flags
Shall we
fly?
salute the geeks or salute the flags or whatever? What's
Yeah.
making our geek flag fly?
Salute your
What's
shorts.
making our
Who's
geek
that half mast with something geek like?
Hachi Machi?
I've told you earlier about what I've been watching. I watched The Last Duel on Tito's recommendation. I watched that movie Pig.
Oh yeah.
I
What'd you
still
think of
haven't
it?
seen
I really liked it.
Yeah. I
gotta see that.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's movies like that he does that make me think like, wow, he really is a great actor.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has some really over the top things that he's done. And,
Yeah.
and some like corny like. He did a lot of action movies that I grew up on, and I loved him in them, and I love those movies. But you can't really take him seriously in any of those movies. But between this and some of the other like more recent movies, he's in. I think he's got to have a contract with Hulu, because Hulu has like about
Hulu and Shudder.
14
Yeah,
different,
Shudder. Yeah.
like 14 different movies that he's made in the past like 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're all like movies you've never heard of.
Nope.
And they're all like super independent and like weird out there movies.
Yeah.
Nick Cage has a weird history because like he's not one of those guys that you were like, what a shit actor.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage has been really good in
Yeah.
a lot of things, and then
And he was
one
huge.
day you're like, this
he
guy's
was
a fucking weirdo.
He was the it guy
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, in like the 90s and the
Yep.
2000s.
And
Yeah,
then he kind
and
of
then he became a joke. I think it was between the thing going on with Superman and what was the other thing that. I don't know,
Well,
he
like, he
started
ended up-
doing a lot of weird ass like romance leading man movies that he just wasn't fit for.
Yeah, and and then like he ended up owing all kinds of money. Like,
Right.
Was he
He had a-
bankrupt or did he owe taxes? He wasn't.
Yeah,
Paying
he just had a
taxes?
problem with his spending. I
yeah.
think he was like buying castles and dinosaur
Islands,
bones.
yeah,
and,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
weird
That's right.
shit.
He did buy
he
dinosaurs.
bought
Yeah.
Priscilla Presley.
Oh, that's right.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
No,
The daughter.
Remember?
He
No, he
was,
ended
like,
up
obsessed with
marrying
Elvis.
Priscilla Presley. Yeah, he was.
No, what's the daughter? It was Priscilla was Elvis's wife. His daughter. I'm the.
Oh, the one
Lisa
that married
Murray.
Michael
Lisa
Jackson.
Murray.
Lisa Murray. Yes, Lisa Murray.
Murray.
Yes,
He bought her.
there was
No,
that. whole,
They were married. For
there was
a
that
while.
whole thing because he had done Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
he is a huge Elvis fan.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he like it was after she was with Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
and he married her. And
They were together for a little while.
And he was it was like a run where he was just very eccentric and
This odd, like, I can't have you, Elvis.
Yeah.
So the next best thing would be
So
to marry
it's
your
like-
So
daughter.
wait, Beck, you can buy celebrities if we pool our money and we can get that dude from Ski Patrol.
It's
Leslie, what's his name?
speculative. TK Carter?
TK
could
Carter.
get
I
George
guess. Wait,
Lopez?
I want to say Leslie Jordan, but I might
Leslie
be wrong.
Jordan.
Leslie
Leslie,
Jordan.
Yeah.
we
He's
could buy
hilarious.
Leslie Jordan
No,
if we
he's-
pool our.
He's got too much respect for himself.
He'll come hang with us.
But like the thing about Nick Cage is that it gives me hope for people like
Pattinson?
Randy.
no,
Quaid.
no, there's
No?
no. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
You can hit rock bottom and come back up.
Not like Randy Quaid, I don't think. Nicolas Cage never really hit rock bottom. He just got parodied so much.
Yeah.
And then he kind of had this resurgence. It's similar, not as bad, but kind of similar to Keanu Reeves, I find.
Well, I
For
feel
a
like when he
while,
went
Keanu-
bankrupt, he started making like just any old film.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you
But then
see
he
him in all these
found
different
his
things.
instrument through Crazy.
Yeah.
And then he started doing films like Mandy and
The Color Out of
Color Out of
Space.
Space, yeah.
and
Which were both great.
Willie's
Willie and
Wonderland,
Wonderland.
which I don't know why people won't see this. My friends are like, "I want to see it. It's a piece of shit."
Oh, I just rewatched it last weekend.
no,
Quinn wanted to watch it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's got like three more.
Yeah, there's another one
that
on
just
on
came out on
Shudder.
Hulu, on
yeah.
Hulu, and Shudder.
Yeah,
I
there
do
was
wanna
one that
see
I just
Prince.
put in my watch list, and I can't remember what it was called, but it looks really good.
From Hulu,
Might have been Hulu or
because
might have
there's
been
one
Shudder.
that's like brand new that just came.
It's the one where he's wearing a jacket bomb. Is it? Because that's I
Maybe.
can't remember the.
I think
title,
so. I
but
think you're
it's
right.
Shudder. That's a Shudder.
It'll pop up in my.
All right.
I want to say it's Shudder because I haven't been on Hulu in a while.
A Score to Settle.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Tito, how about you? You anything making your geek flag fly?
Yeah, I started rereading Age of Apocalypse. I'm a huge X-Men fan. I always
Nice.
have been, and I started. I joined that Marvel Unlimited app. I was reading a lot of DC stuff, and I was like,
What do they charge you for that,
I
Tito?
think it was like $7 a month.
Oh yeah.
That's not bad.
I have that
do
and
the-
DC, and I
yeah.
did yearly, and I can't remember what how
You
much
can do
it was.
yearly. If you do yearly, I think it's like a $50.
Yeah, it's usually
one
cheaper if
time,
you pay it up.
but it's cheaper. But
all at once.
DC's around the same, and I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't know anything new, and I just started thinking about stuff I hadn't read in so long. So I started reading that from the beginning with the whole Legion Quest thing, and then it reminded me of the show Legion, which I absolutely loved and stopped watching. So I started watching that again.
Was that 2 or 3 seasons?
I think it's 3 or 4.
Really? It went that far? 4?
And I think it might be one of the most underrated superhero shows ever made.
We started watching it and for whatever reason never finished it. I think we
So
got
I
up to like
stopped.
season 2 and didn't.
I started watching season 2 as it was. You know what gets me, and a lot of shows are like this now, where they go back to the every week episode.
Mm-hmm.
I've been conditioned to consume all of my television at once.
Yeah.
I can't go back. So waiting each week to see the new episode, I just kind of fell off. But I started rewatching the second season, and it is just phenomenal television. Really well cast, and still in that mutant X-Men world. And that was my thing growing up.
It's Professor X's son, right?
It's his son. Professor X is in the show in a couple episodes. The villain is the Shadow King. It's all funny people. Like Jermaine Clement is in it.
Oh, really?
Aubrey Plaza's in it.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a lot of funny people doing really serious acting in it. It's just, I think, one of those. Some outside of like the newer Marvel stuff, Daredevil and probably this are like 2 of the best non-Marvel things that I've seen comic book wise. But that's kind of I've been reading a lot of Etrigan. I started reading the Devil's Knights is a story from
cool.
like
I
the New
haven't read that
52.
Yeah.
It's like him, Vandal Savage, Shining Knight, and they're all kind of in this Madame Xanadu. It's this really cool storyline.
That is cool.
But I like fantasy, so those comic book characters I always really characters like Etrigan is always a favorite of mine.
Nice.
That's about it.
He was
and
was
this.
it the new
This
52
makes my geek
or
flag fly.
was it? Oh.
Yeah, and boobs.
The Justice
Well, that goes without saying, doesn't it?
The Justice League Dark Run's actually not that bad too. You might dig that.
No, yeah, I did read that for a little bit.
All right, what do I got? Well, I jumped back into Titans because as I was saying before, we were all talking about. Derek came up with this really cool idea about doing kind of a tardy to the party of all the DC shows, because like Tito said, there's just so much. You get overwhelmed, and I had to catch up with so many of the DC programs, and I want to, we are gonna get a month where we cover.
I think that's a good idea.
The DC show, because we've let Titans and Doom Patrol.
There's a lot of stuff that I let slip through my fingers too. Yeah.
So
because you guys said the second season of Stargirl's out, right?
Yeah,
it is. It has been for a while now.
We kind of, we kind of glossed over a lot of it because Star Wars and Marvel was just pumping shit out left and right. So
how far ahead? So how far into Titans are you now?
I am on like episode 5 of season 2.
Okay,
and I love it. I like Titans a lot. I liked the first season. I thought the first season was okay. A lot of talking, a lot of people out of costume. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I love
it's
so
setting
far,
things
really
up for things to come.
And it's the payoff is worth it. I like that.
Oh, good.
And the other thing I'm watching is my wife and I, our big thing is watching Discovery Plus and just the shittiest off the wall finding Bigfoot things again.
You still watching that?
We finished Alaskan Killer Bigfoot. And now we are watching a show called Monster Men.
Nice.
Monster Mountain, where these hillbilly, you gotta listen to this, where there's like 5 or 6 giant mountain guys with titles like researcher and they clearly just stepped out of a King of the Hill episode.
Scribe. Treasurer.
Yeah. They go and they look for a different monster each week and try to trap it. They go and they try to find a monster each week, and they try to trap the thing, and it's hilarious how scripted and how overdramatic it is. It's pure garbage, pure junk food, but it is so much fun to watch.
I'm pretty sure my wife loves me, but I know for a fact your fucking wife loves you.
Yes, she does.
The shit she watches.
Whoa! No.
If not for anything,
she is a liar. She lies to you.
Most stuff, but Alaskan Killer Bigfoot was her call. Honest to God, she won. I don't like those kind of shows usually, at all. So.
But now you love them.
They're so stupid. They're
I go to your house and I'm like, damn, Mark's wife fucking loves him.
She does.
Oh, alligator's good. It's like, what? Stop lying to this guy.
Can't get this motherfucker to watch Expanse, but he's over there watching Alaskan Killer Bigfoot.
Well, to be fair, I can't get into it on the show.
I promise, I am actually going to watch that.
Promises.
I watched
Derek.
the first episode. I got to catch up on DC.
No, you'll like it. Okay. You'll like it. Just give it a shot.
I'm watching your Marvel shit. Give me that. And just,
my Marvel shit?
Your Marvel
it's everybody's
shit
Marvel shit.
It is.
Marvel belongs to the world.
No, seriously, don't. If you're bored or if you have a couple of hours to kill, or if you're a dad and you can't really watch what you want because the kids are still up and you can't watch Hostel again or fucking gory Italian horror films, put on a Bigfoot expedition show, man. The hours fly right by. You can Mystery Science Theater it, and it brings couples together. Are you having a hard time with your significant other?
Is that what I need in my life?
Tito,
that's what's missing.
Sit down.
Alaskan Killer Bigfoot beats couples therapy any day, huh?
It works. We're still together. And a lot of people like alligator, so you're gonna have to just get down.
Alligators in the sewer.
Yeah, not your wife, but a lot of people do. I can see it in her eyes.
This is why she backed into your car. You called her a liar.
This is why she's trying to blow my car up.
All right, Brian, you want to wrap this up, man?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do my pick. My wife and I started watching Wolf Like Me, which is the show that's on Peacock, starring Josh Gad and Isla Fisher, I think is how you pronounce it, or Isla Fisher? Isla? Yeah. Okay. It's pretty good. Not you'll be a little disappointed. There's not a whole lot of werewolf in it yet.
Fuck it.
It's a show about a werewolf.
Huh?
I've never heard of this.
Yeah. She turns into a werewolf.
Yeah.
And she...
I love it.
She does. Josh Gad finds out what she is in the first episode. she meets him, and then like the whole episode like is she's trying to run away from him because she's got to get home to her safe room and lock herself away before she kills somebody, maybe him.
I wish.
I'd kill Josh Gad.
Yeah.
What's it called? Wolf Like
It's
Me?
called Wolf Like Me, and it's on Peacock.
So wait a minute. How is there not a lot of werewolf in the show?
Well,
if it's about
they
a
don't
werewolf?
show it yet. You know, you hear the werewolf
know
behind the
what?
door. You know, hopefully maybe there'll be a
probably
big
building
reveal
to it,
later.
yeah.
But
I don't want to build up.
we're 4 episodes
See,
in.
I saw the preview for it, and I like it looked like kind of cool, and you could tell that she has some type of dark secret.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah, and it might. They're alluding to there might be.
A pack?
No, well, they might be starting that way because his daughter may or may not be one. He's a single father raising his daughter.
Like
His
a
daughter has
Teen
like
Wolf kind of thing going on.
social
Yeah.
issues.
Oh,
And the-
that's what that show is about?
the way-
I saw this trailer. I'm
The way
sorry.
that they meet is Isla Fisher pulls a Sarah and mows into his car.
I did see this. I saw the trailer for this.
And the daughter who has like anxiety and all these social, she like starts freaking out in the back
Yeah.
seat, and Josh is running for like her favorite stuffed animal, which happens to be a wolf. So she will calm down.
Wolf
and
like
she,
me.
And she goes, and Isla Fisher gets out of the
Yeah.
car and runs to Josh Gad's back seat where the daughter is, and whispers something in her ear, and the daughter immediately calms down. And Josh is like, "What did you say to her? What did you say?" And she never says what she says to her.
I said,
but her,
"Wolfbane."
yeah,
I howled. I went, "Whoa."
yeah. I don't know, but it's good.
Well, that explains
Thomas
the name of the show. Then,
Yes.
Wolf
Yeah.
Like Me.
Wolf Like Me. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right.
Well,
So-
now I'm gonna have to check that one
It's
out.
pretty good. It's funny. Josh Gad. He doesn't. It's more of a serious role for him. It's not so slapsticky. He's not Olaf in it. You know, it's good. I'm kind of digging it, but I don't know if Mark would like it because of the lack of showing werewolves.
No, see now in Monster Mountain they try to trap a werewolf in the first episode.
Monster Mountain.
They
And
show the
you
werewolf
get
right away.
you get
And they're
sightings.
great effects.
You get
Yeah.
really really well crafted, not at all Photoshop sightings of silhouetted werewolves running around in the background. So I'll take that over no werewolf. Wolf of Sleepy Hollow. So there.
Oh God, Wolf of Hollow. Was it not Wolf of Hollow Mountain?
Snowy Hollow,
So
not
Snowy
Sleepy
Hollow.
Hollow.
I know
Whatever
it's
the hell.
Snow Den.
Wolf of Crap.
Yeah.
Crappy
Wolf of
Hollow.
Snow Den or something?
Yeah, no, it was Wolf of Snowy Hollow.
Yeah.
That was the one that
Snowy
we saw.
Creek.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Snowy Creek?
The Scooby-Doo ending?
No.
Yeah, Snowy
Yes,
Creek.
the Scooby.
Snow
Yeah,
Creek?
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
not Snowy Hollow. It's Wolf of Shit is
Yeah.
what it is
That
because
movie's
it's not a
fun.
fucking
Snowden's
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah.
Snowden's
that's
where,
the-
where he gives up all the information with the emails.
yeah.
But he's
He turns into a
the
werewolf and nobody can find him after that.
See? What have I said? Every movie's better with a werewolf in it. There you go. All right, let's wrap it up, boys. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. If you want to listen to more episodes, because you had such a great time laughing at all the shenanigans on this episode, Werewolf Brian can tell you where to find us.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to point everybody to our website, www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. There you'll find all of our past episodes. You'll find our current episodes. You'll find pictures of us if you really want to go down that route.
And you
all
should,
kinds of stuff.
because we're very sexy.
But the main thing is you'll find links to one-click buttons where you can easily subscribe to us through the platform of your choice. Apple, Google, and all the rest.
Spotify.
Yeah, there you go, Derek. I'm not, but they're all there. They're all there. We can be found anywhere podcasts are available if you don't want to go through the website. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That's it. Thank you guys
That's it.
again for Three Geeky Dads. I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I am Tito.
Have a good night.
This episode was legendary.
I knew somebody was going
Oh,
there.
I should have said legend. Wait for it.
Terry. It's like Tim Curry. Anticipation.
Wait, that was Tim Curry as Darkness?
No.
I know,
They're real
Tito.
whales. They're
God
real whales.
damn it,
They're
man.
the whales.
It was two whales in a trench coat.
You're so convincing. Very convincing.
His dinner
Is in the oven. Oh, I can't wait to put that in there. So much
I
fun.
hope I can find it.
I'll find it for you.
I might
I'll
ju-
find it.
I might just record it off the TV if I have to.
Dude, fun. Nothing wrong with that. Real 80s way of doing things.
That's
Very
the
nice.
way I used to do it at home.
There you go. I used to
My
do it
little
with
my little tape
a lot of
recorder
soap
there.
with-
Welcome back to Brian's mixtape. Next up,
Here's a song. What the hell were we listening to in the 80s? Here's the Humpty Dance. Was that 90s?
and now the new one by Crowded House.
Toto.
Oh, Toto, yeah.
Yeah, the original Africa.
Hey, speaking of Africa, but by no way actually doing that, we are going over to Legend. This is the movie that we're talking about.
What?
Just go with it. Go with it.
Yeah, no. Start something.
Careful, don't scare
Mark,
me.
don't start it like that. Don't start because I'm not gonna let that other shit's getting out.
Do you think we'll get canceled?
No, I'm just not doing the whole Toto Africa and the tape recorder thing. Let's just don't tie it
All
into
right.
Africa.
Okay. So, speaking of Toto,
No.
Toto the dog, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
Fantasy.
we're not
Jumping
in
from one
Kansas.
fantasy
All
to
right.
another. No, you're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, and we
You
weren't
are.
speaking of
Okay.
Toto either.